This person, King of Wands, is someone of benefit to you. Now, this could be a boss or a landlord or a parental figure like a father or an uncle or another, just a mentor type. And this is King of Wands is someone who is bold and eccentric, does things his own unique way. So Walt Disney and Mozart are good archetypes. Both of them were King of Clubs birth cards. Somebody who kind of goes outside the lines and is creative and creates their own world and does it in a way that people haven't seen before. And so he is eccentric, bold, does things his own way, and that's good energy for you at the beginning of August, Gemini. If you can find someone who's a mentor or who exhibits those kind of traits, that's helpful to you at the beginning of August. It could also just be a fire sign who's showing up in your environment, but they are at odds with this King of Cups energy. And this is normally a water sign person. So this is Cancer, Scorpio, or why am I blanking on that? Cancer, Scorpio, or third water sign, Pisces. It's funny, that's my own birth sign. So these two are at odds. And the reason I say that is because they are, one's upright and one's upside down. Now, normally, King of Cups is the master of emotions. Cups represent heart energy and the emotions. So normally, King of Cups is always someone who's compassionate, someone who comes from a heart place, someone who considers other people's feelings. He is often referred to, this card, King of Cups or King of Hearts, as the ideal partner or the ideal father. So if this is in reverse, there may be some ways in which the person who is normally the ideal partner or the ideal father is in reverse. Or it could also represent you, Gemini, if you're feeling like, you're not being the ideal father that you would like to be if you're male, or if you have someone who is normally an ideal father or partner for you, if you have a male partner that's not showing up in the way that they normally do as this ideal partner, mate, father person, that could be what's going on. Or they're maybe they feel inferior in comparison to this fire sign person that's showing up. So those are all possibilities, but basically there's two kings at the beginning of August that are not seeing eye to eye. This one is looking off in the distance, and these two figures are in reverse, Empress and King of Cups. So normally, again, King of Cups could be a water sign or just someone who embodies the qualities of King of Cups. So a very good, compassionate father type figure, or someone who is an ideal partner, a master of their emotions. And then Empress represents everything that is full of life, everything that is fertile, everything grows in her presence, everything is abundant and prosperous. So in the reverse position, it could be that because this person is not showing up as ideal father, ideal master of their emotions, that things are becoming a little bit stagnant, or things are not being allowed to grow and prosper and become abundant. When things are in reverse, they're usually held in suspension. They're in shadow. Something is preventing, that energy is there, but something is preventing it from coming to the surface. So there's some double king energy, but King of Cups upside down can mean feeling emotionally unstable, emotionally unbalanced, emotionally not together or with it. Or it can be, in some ways not being as compassionate as one would like to be, or as one sometimes is. And then because of that, Empress energy is being blocked, and Empress, like I said, is growth, fertility, abundance, prosperity, everything full of life and growing. In the reverse position, it can mean that there's something holding that back. There's something that's putting that prosperous time in check, or it's holding it back, or it's like, it feels like a sprout that's trying to come to the surface, but it's got like a brick on top of it. So that's Empress in reverse energy. And then there may be some sort of quarreling that's going on. Five of Wands, this is a very Mars-centered card, and I sometimes call this card playing versus fighting. When this card shows up, you can see there's 5 people holding wands. So it could be literal open warfare, people literally fighting it out. Or sometimes it can be interpreted as like kids playing. So it could be like the thrill of competition and sport. They could be laughing while they're playing and fighting too. So in the upright position, 5 of Wands means like petty some quarrels or things that are just like annoyances, or it can mean outright competition. Sometimes this is like many lovers fighting over the same person, but it's basically just like open fighting or playing. And what I often bring about in this card is the thought of, there's a Buddhist quote that says, enjoy your problems. So in the reverse position, it may say that there is some competition going on, there's some Mars energy going on, but it could be below the surface. It might be something that's not being seen. There might be a way in which Empress is aggravated. Normally also Empress is the woman who is sexually satisfied. She's the queen, she's even beyond the queen. She has a lot of authority. But it could be that people are squabbling over her, that there is something going on that is preventing, something going on below the surface. This could even be like in someone's subconscious that is preventing her from being her full self, preventing her from touching everything and making it grow. So when 5 of Wands shows up, both in reverse or in the upright position, I just say, try to enjoy your problems. Try not to get too hung up on the petty squabbles or annoyances of life. Try to take it with a grain of salt and see that it's not really as bad as it seems. It's just like a gravelly road that you're driving over. It's just like, vibrations. It's not a smooth road, but it doesn't necessarily mean that anything super traumatic is going on. And also the fact that it's in the reverse position, it might just be that there's battles going on that you're not even seeing. There's battles going on, or that you may not even want to acknowledge. Sometimes 5 of Wands in reverse says, there's doubt or fear that's keeping this from being out in the open. And I'm kind of getting, Gemini, for some reason off of this in reverse, that if it were out in the open, it could be looked at as like playing or open discussion, open dialogue or debate. But in the reverse position, it's being held back, so it feels even more big than it is. You know how, like in our, when we have fear sometimes, if we think they're behind us, they can look like big shadows projected forward, but if we turn around and look at them, they're actually small things. So I'm getting that off of this card for you, 5 of Wands, that it could just be minor squabbles, but in resistance to acknowledging or talking about them or letting them out, it gets bigger. It's almost like something that's held down and it pops out somewhere else. So be aware of that, because that may be affecting any energies of prosperity, growth, and abundance. If you have things that you need to air out, do it in an upright position. Clarify it in the open air, and that might turn Empress around for you, Gemini. It might also unlock this fatherly, paternal, ideal partner energy. I mean, all these are in reverse together. So something is blocking these from just expressing naturally. And where I would start is with, if there's any friction, I'll call that card friction right now. If there's any friction, don't try to suppress it. Don't keep it under shadow. Let it out. Open it up. Make it playful. Approach it with humor. And these two may turn around. You may see your perfect partner, your abundance, your prosperity, your father, father figure with the emotional balance show up. So that's the opening of August for you, Gemini. And if you do have any mentors who are fire signs, they may be helpful, but they may not be addressing the problems directly, because they're off in a different direction. In fact, they may even be saying, I just don't have time for this. I just won't get wrapped up in all this little stuff, this little squabbles. It almost reminds me of someone saying things behind the scenes. That's what this card is too. 3 of Cups in reverse. That, like, I get the sense if you're airing your problems out to a fire sign friend, they're like, come on, you don't have time for that. This is too little. Just talk to them about it. So that's what I'm just getting off of those cards for you, Gemini. Open things up, and that will make this card feel a lot lighter. In the middle of the month, we have Ace of Cups along with 8 of Cups. So we had the new moon at August, 2nd, and this shows new moon here, but it also kind of shows the full moon. So the sense that I get is that somewhere between the new moon on the 2nd, Gemini, and the full moon on the 18th, that you're going to be feeling weary. That's what this card is about, and ready to move on to the next cycle, the next chapter. That's what 8 of Cups is about. 8 of Cups is about feeling like that cycle is completed, something that you've put a lot of TLC into, something that, this could be a job, a relationship, a project, a house, somewhere where you've put a lot of love and attention, and that's what the 8 Cups stacked means. But as you can see in the card, the figure is ready to move on. The figure is ready to take the next chapter, go on the journey, move away, and start something new. It's wonderful because it's coupled with this Ace of Cups. And this is, if you can think of this as the cup that's missing here, it's something that's going to fill your heart. Cups, again, represent emotion and heart and, feeling like it's our emotional world. So it's feeling like your cup or your heart is completely full, and it's the universe handing you something new. Aces always represent new beginnings, and it's saying here, I want you to be fulfilled. I want your cup to run over. My cup is filled, my cup runneth over. It's all about joy, creativity, passion, finding sort of this dove of peace. This lotus represents enlightenment, something that fills your heart, Gemini. So in the middle of the month, if you feel like moving on from something, that its cycle is complete, and you're ready to move on to the next chapter, this is also feeling a little bit tired and weary. There's like a project waiting for you that the universe wants to hand to you. It's a new beginning that's going to fill your heart. So be open and be receptive to that, because literally the universe is like handing you that cup. You just have to receive it. And it's in the upright position, so you should be able to identify what that is that's going to make you happy, that make your heart sing. So that's a nice look for that between the 2nd and the 18th of the month. That's when you're going to have this leaving one thing and beginning a new thing, especially regarding your heart. This is 10 of Coins. You've got coupled with that, you've got 2 10 cards here, which also mean completion. This is a card being ready to complete something, ready to move on. 10 of Coins is a completion card, and 10 of Swords is a completion card. Now, 10 of Coins often refers to an inheritance or a large sum of money. It's the most amount of coins that can appear on the card. But in the reverse position, it means that you may not get as much money as you thought, or as much as you were expecting. Sometimes it can be like from a lawsuit, and this is often money that comes in the form of a reward, or it comes from aged parents. In the Rider-Waite, 10 of Coins has the patriarch that hands the coins to this couple. So it's an accumulation of money over time from good decisions having been made by the elders. So often that's passing that money on, inheritance. Sometimes it can be money that is awarded from a court settlement. Sometimes it's money, a windfall of money that comes in that's not expected. Sometimes it's like discovery of a treasure chest. It's got all of that feel to it, and it's really a card about security and accumulation of funds and material wealth that allows this couple to be protected in this fortress. However, in the reverse position, sometimes 10 of Coins says there's not as much money coming in as you had hoped for or expected. So if you've got any money coming in from an inheritance or from a windfall or a court settlement or anything like that, even if it's like a bonus that you were expecting, it may not be everything that you thought, and it may be it's making you feel bottomed out. This is Ten of Swords. You may be thinking about it a lot. Swords represent the mental world. It represents our thoughts and our ideas about things. And as you can see in this card, Ten of Swords means the end of the cycle, the end of a belief system, or so the way that you're thinking about things. These are all your thoughts that are actually like killing the person. And it's like, I can't take any more of this. It's draining all of their life force, all of their energy, and actually like draining them away. So it's really the thought pattern, the thought cycle that needs to end, and that's what the 10 symbolizes, is this is the most amount of swords on a card. This is in, say, opposition to one sword, which represents truth. When you have all these 10 swords, it's sort of like, it's too many thoughts, it's overthinking, and it's a culmination of needing to release this belief system because it's draining the person. And I get it, in especially regards to this 10 of Coins card. They're both 10s. Something is ending, or something has ended, especially the way you're thinking about it needs to end, because it's just draining your life force out of you. So interesting here with 2 10s, and then with an ace here, something's ending, especially, it needs to end is what I'll say. Something needs to end about the way you're thinking about this money situation. And you need to find an approach, something that is going to fill your heart, Gemini, because it shows that emotionally you're ready to move on. And again, between the 2nd and the 18th, you may find this thing that fills your heart. Don't continue hurting yourself by overthinking whatever it is about this 10 of Coins card that's disturbing you. Don't stay here. See if you can keep your eyes out for this, because this is a glorious card full of joy. At the end of the month, you have some relationship energy going on. This is 2 of Cups and 3 of Cups. Now, 2 of Cups in the upright position, this is one of the best cards for a relationship that there is. It means an affair of the hearts. It means two people exchanging hearts. It just means sort of like love, affection, passion, vulnerability. It's really coupledom, and it's really like, I'm giving my heart to you, you're giving your heart to me, I'm receiving it. It's pretty much just depicted in the card. They're in a secluded place, they're giving each other their hearts. There may be some idle chatter or gossip about that, though, in the surrounding area. Now, this could be friends. 3 of Cups means the like-minded people, or your community, or your family. Sometimes it's your office, people who surround you. So normally 3 of Cups is celebration and support and raising the glass together and parties and celebration and all that. But in the reverse position, I usually see this as like idle chatter or gossip, that people do not have your back, because in the upright position means like people who are supportive of you. So in the reverse position, it may be that people are either talking about your relationship, or sometimes this card can show up as jealousy. So jealous of your relationship, or they could be talking, since this card follows here, they could be talking about what's going on with you regarding this money situation and how it's draining you. So this show is just like idle chatter. I call it the peanut gallery. Don't worry about these guys. Whoever it is that's surrounding you in your social setting, or in your work, or if it's your family, this is just like hens clucking. Don't let that in. You have so much nice relationship energy. That's where you're actually going to draw some strength here, Gemini, towards the end of the month. If things in your relationship feel upside down in the middle of the month, especially regarding money, you're going to be able to let some of that go, I'm seeing, or if you can let that go, it will just open up the heart connection for you in towards relationship, or you may have a relationship show up for you at the end of the month. And then this person, Page of Swords, this could be your younger self, Gemini. Normally this is an air sign card, so it could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And Page of Swords is someone who is very sort of dogmatic about things, or he's very passionate about what he views to be the truth. Again, this sword represents the mental realm, which is the air realm. That's where a Gemini is an air sign. And he stands on the top of the hill and he says, I declare this to be true. I'm willing to fight for it. It reminds me of like college students that say, I know this is true. I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to stand up for my principles. I'm ready to go into battle. I'm ready. I'm young and I am sort of fired up about things. Or he's just he's logical and he's very forthright and he's very principled. So this is what I'll say about him, is that he's got sort of like a dogmatic principle that he is devoting himself to. And it may mean that you just have this idea or this cause, or someone is showing up for you that is that way. But coupled with strength, I see a lot of strength in your position. I mean, I'm reading this as you, Gemini, because this is young air sign, and this could be sort of the young part of you if you're connecting with something from your being young, or it could just be a young person, a young air sign in your environment. So again, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But you've got a lot of strength behind you. You've got a lot of endurance and fortitude and saying, yeah, I am willing to fight for this. I am willing to draw upon my own strength. I feel strong in this position. These two are very complementary to one another. So draw upon that at the end of the month, Gemini. You can see the strength in this character of having his convictions as so much stronger and optimistic and willing than this character who's just being drained because he's overthinking things. So feel free to take up a cause at the end of August of whatever you feel conviction towards, whatever you feel passionate about, whatever you feel like is a true principle, because there's going to be a lot of strength there.